baby, we already knew that wasn't gonna work for me. Look at those candy cane peppers. Ain't no cilantro in here. It wasn't the freeze dryer. Oh my goodness, figs. You hear my plan? Hello, welcome to Yellow Door Urban Homestead. I am Asia, and I'm an urban gardener growing in a small space out in my backyard. And today it is Friday, and normally we would do a garden tour, right? But I don't feel like much has changed. I always say that, and then we end up doing a garden tour. But today, instead of a garden tour, I want to do a week in review. I want to talk about the things that I noticed this week. I want to talk about some of the things that have changed around the homestead, because I have made a few changes this week. So yeah, that's what I want to do. So if you're new here, my name is Asia. I am an urban gardener gardening in Virginia Zone 7B. I grow in ground, I grow in raised beds, I grow in no-dig, green stock, greenhouses, bags, and containers. So there's pretty much something here for everyone if you're interested in growing an urban garden. I also have an orchard, which we normally do not talk about much. We don't talk about this much because it's been a mess for seasons now, but I'm also getting that under control. That's what I want to do today, and I think that that could be fun, and I think I still would be showing y'all things. I want to kind of talk about the things I'm learning a little bit, and not so much, hey, this went well, this went well, or this went horrible in that way. But we still can talk about the way that it did not go well or the way that it did go well. So the first thing I want to talk about real quick is a lot of people tell me how well I grow in the green stalks, right? And I do feel like I'm doing really good. But I think I have a bit of a learning curve going on with these strawberries, right? So these are the strawberries in the strawberry green stalk. Y'all have been here for a while. You know I did not have white leaves on here, but we did have white leaves over here in the lemon one. And I was saying, I think I need to fertilize. I think I need to do this. I think I need to do that, right? I think that if you are growing in any container, including green stalks, and for some reason I thought, oh, I've fertilized this well enough, I've amended these green stalks well enough that I'm not going to need to do anything to these strawberries, right? And for the first few months when I put them in, I didn't. But most granulated fertilizers, which is what I put in all of mine, granulated fertilizer, I might have put like bone meal or blood meal or rabbit manure or meal grinds in them too. But most things feed for 3 to 4 months, right? I think the issue that I'm starting to see on this pink green stalk or strawberry green stalk now, and that's another leaf, is it needed to be fertilized with granulated fertilizer, something that's going to go back into the soil, especially considering, if you remember, I think I said it in the last garden tour, I'm really not sure when I said it, that I had run out of fertilizer, the liquid fertilizer, and I was trying to find a new one. I think that that's the issue I started to run into here. The only thing I'm saying here is that green stalks are still containers. For me, I'm pretty sure that's what's going on with my strawberries and my green stalks. So I did get up today, and I didn't record it because I'm not 100% sure that this is correct. I will be watching it. So I got up today and I did a top dressing on all of my strawberries and all of my green stalks. I also went through and watered really well, and I did a liquid fertilizer because granulated fertilizer is going to break down over time, right? So it's not going to be immediately available to them. And then I did do a liquid fertilizer because what I decided to try was Neptune's Harvest. And so I was able to fertilize a lot of things today with that container. And so with that being said, what I'm looking for as far as a fertilizer goes, like if I'm not making my own compost tea or I'm not making my own worm casting tea, I'm looking for something that can last a few waterings. And so I was able to water the peppers in the block beds, the tomatoes in the block beds, anything that's in bags and anything that's in containers. I was able to fertilize, and the greenhouses, and I still have fertilizer left. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. If I'm not going to make those things, if I'm not going to do it myself, which fertilizer will work? And I do have comfrey and I do have worm casting. So I'm probably going to try that. But that comfrey needs to come from under my grapevine. Let me show you in case you're new here. So this is my grapevine. I don't do anything to it. So I don't prune it. I don't do anything to that grapevine. But my comfrey is under the grapevine. So the comfrey is not getting a lot of sun, which means it's not growing a lot, right? So what I was thinking is I may move the comfrey onto the outskirts of the orchard area, but we did not do that this week. So you can see it down here. That's my comfrey. You can see it's yellow because it's just not getting any sun. But anywho, that's what I'm thinking, that I might put it on the outskirts. That way I can get some comfrey growing for me. So if you grow in green stalks and you grow strawberries, feel free to drop in the comments, like, what do you do? Do you come back throughout the year and do some granulated fertilizer? Do you do liquid fertilizer every week or every 2 weeks or something like that? Because people were asking me, like, what are you doing with your strawberries? I wasn't really given a lot of information because I wasn't doing much to it aside from a liquid fertilizer and making sure that it stayed moist. But I also started to notice things and I was like, I gotta do something. And if you remember the ones in the lemon green stalk, they were looking like this for a while. And then I went through and I made sure that I cut off all of the extra runners and things like that. I think we also had an issue with watering over here. So there was a lot going on. So what I will say is I'm not really sure. And then this one, if you remember, baby, this was just a whole problem. I was over watering. It was a lot going on in this one. But we also have runners now that I'm trying to get to root. And I need to go to Lowe's oh, I broke that. Unfortunate. Anyway, I need to go to Lowe's tomorrow and get some more stakes so that I can stake it, because we have a lot of places that we need to replace strawberries. Like I said, this is my learning curve. These strawberries were looking amazing. They were first year strawberries. I was getting a bunch of strawberries off of them. Then they started to die. I got plants that have died. I have plants that are turning colors. So with that being the case, you know, I'm just going to pay attention to them. I'm going to watch them, and hopefully what I have done worked. Oh, and I used Dr. Earth's because that's what I had. I found Dr. Earth's last year on clearance, I want to say at Tractor Supply. So I have a whole bunch of that, and it said it was good for all berries. It's the fruit tree one, but it said it was good for all berries. So I used the Dr. Earth's on there this time, so we will see what happens. The other thing I did, oh, by the way, tomatoes still alive, but I don't think it's got nothing to do with me. We got some rain. They're sitting in the sun. I haven't done anything to these aside from pot them up. But these are tomatoes that will be like a second planting once the other ones start to die out. But I did get my seeds started, and I did not start them with you all just because one night I decided I was going to do it and it was late and I was on the back porch. Oh, y'all wanted to know when I start my fall seed. So if you remember, I said that I was going to start my Brussels sprouts earlier and plant them out earlier. So I started my Long Island Improved Brussels sprouts already. Started some more cilantro because I'm going to show y'all where we did that chaos sowing. Baby, we already knew that wasn't going to work for me. I did start my tree collards because I think I can get them out at the same time as the Long Island Improved Brussels sprouts. And then I have some calendula here, and this says lemon mint, but it's absolutely not lemon mint. Oh my goodness, what is it? That is unfortunate. I picked up the wrong thing. What did I put here? Oh, these are snapdragons. I started some more snapdragons. I need to fix that. I don't know why it says lemon mint. That's snapdragons. And so I just have them on the table right now. They will go in the house, especially the Brussels sprouts and the tree collards. But right now, sorry, the sun is out, y'all. Well, it's going down, but yeah, it's out right now. Anyway. But the tree collards and the Brussels sprouts, once I pot them up, they're going to go in the house. Right now, my potatoes are drying where my seeds would normally be and start. Well, they're curing, not drying, where I would normally start my seeds. So I'm going to let them get started out here, let nature and the warmth get them to germinate. I will pot them up and then I will take them in the house, because I do think I will take better care of them in the house. And because of the heat, I don't want them to bolt outside. So yeah. And then I also went ahead and started my corn. So I know with corn, the saying is like knee high by the 4th of July. We're going to try it regardless. And then we have some more Space Master 80s. These are going to go into the purple Bootstrap Farmer bags. This is some Sunspot Dwarf sunflowers, also going to go in the Bootstrap Farmer bags. And then some Teddy Bear sunflowers, also going in the Bootstrap Farmer bags that go down the walkway, because right now those are empty. And those will stay outside, because as soon as they start to pop up to germinate and I have enough of them, I am going to go ahead and plant them out. I'm not going to hold on to them and let them grow on in cell trays and stuff. They're just going to go straight out into the garden. So another thing that I need to tell y'all is something is still digging up the watermelon. I don't know how well or how good of a watermelon harvest we're gonna have this year. So the only thing I have seen with my eyes is a possum. So my thought is the possum is not gone, but the possum is not living on my back porch, and that's really all I cared about. I don't imagine that there aren't animals just like roaming around out here at night. I don't doubt that, but I don't want it on my porch. But these watermelon, it just keeps digging it up. So I went back through, put the watermelon that it dug up back, watered it in real well, but I don't know how well we're gonna do with watermelon. Nothing wants me to be great with it as it relates to watermelon. I cannot get watermelon, y'all. Now, what I am excited about is that I have trellises coming for these watermelon. So hopefully when I get them up off of the ground, maybe even if it digs in here, it won't focus so much on the plants. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Who knows? Oh, I wanted to show y'all these rosellas are starting to blush. So that's cool. That nice little truss of rosellas is starting to blush. I'm going to leave it so I can taste it ripen on the plant, because the rest of the cherry tomatoes that I have harvested, I'm going to let them finish ripening, and then I'm going to freeze them until it's time for me to make sauce or whatever I'm going to do with them, because I did not like the outside of them at all. They weren't good. That was the Patio Choice Yellow. Did not like the outside of that. Now, I do also have some of the Sweet 100s, Super Sweet 100s. I'm going to let those ripen. They're going to go in the freezer too. And I'm in the house. And then I'm going to wait for the next group that ripens, because I wasn't a big fan of those either. And I'm not a huge fan of the orange hats. So that's unfortunate, because I planted a lot of all of that. But at any rate, that is my plan. I also did get the sunflowers planted in the tomato green stalk. So I'm excited about that. I did seed, so we'll just have to wait and see if they germinate and all of that stuff. But I did get that planted out. Oh, real quick, a little bit of what I grew. Look at those. Look at those candy cane peppers. It's a few of them on here. I'm excited. I'm excited. Listen, I definitely think peppers are going to be in this greenhouse going forward. They're doing so well in the greenhouse, and some of them are doing better in the greenhouse than they are out in the garden. So I'm excited about that. And the tomatoes will be here too. I just want to figure out how to string them from my middle pole in the greenhouse. That was my initial thought. That's what I wanted to do. But then when it came down to it, I was like, I just can't in my mind figure out what this is supposed to look like. And what I saw, well, I guess what I could have did was just tie the string around it. I was looking at something else and they had like put another piece across, and I was like, nope, not doing it, because we all know that I don't want to do all of that. So next year we definitely probably gonna do just one row of tomatoes coming from the bar. That's my plan. And it'll probably be less cherry and more of my slicer indeterminates next year. But yeah, the Bootstrap Farmer greenhouse is looking good. The green stalks are looking good. I just realized that I got to figure out what I'm doing with the strawberries, but everything is looking really good. So let's go over here to the quick tent greenhouse, where there have been some changes because it's shaded. By the way, I keep getting ghosted by tree people because I think it's too much stuff in my backyard. So they'll come and they'll say, oh yeah, I'll get a quote to you. And then I never hear back from them. So I don't know what I'm going to do about that, because I really need these trees trimmed. If you are in my area and you know somebody who will come and trim these trees around all of this stuff, let me know. Anyway, back to what I was saying. We went ahead and we pulled everything. I am prioritizing this roselle or sorrel because it looks absolutely horrible, right? Also realized this bed was not, when I was watering it, it still wasn't like absorbing the water. So I went through and kind of worked on that as well. So we'll see how this goes. I'm prioritizing the roselle now. It's hot enough that this roselle should be growing. We also pulled out all of the squash or zucchini that was back here. We also pulled out the squash or zucchini that was back here. This is gonna be a herb bed. I tried to find herbs at a local store, was not able to do it. I will start them myself, but I will start them after I start my fall seedlings because I already need a break from seedlings, but I cannot just stop doing seeds, right? The things that I did not have to start seeds for, like peppers, stuff that I could still find in the store, I went ahead and purchased it from the store, but I can't find that stuff in the store right now. So with that being the case, we just gonna start what we need to. I'm going to push through it and take care of these seedlings so that my garden can continue to work for me. But we do still have all of our patio tomatoes. So I will tell you, maybe we will just grow patio tomatoes in here with some herbs, because I do think the herbs will do fine until we can get somebody to cut these trees down for us, because the patio tomatoes are doing just fine in here, and I think that herbs will do just fine in here as well. So those are the spots on the outside of the garden. I want to call it zone 2. We can go into zone, oh, by the way, I have harvested this week some collards from the green stalks, some beans from the green stalks, those nasty tomatoes from the green stalks. You know what else I saw this week on the green stalks? Birds sitting up here eating my strawberries. So when people say like, what do you do about the birds? I don't do anything about them. I also haven't always had an issue with birds, but it was sitting right up here on this green stalk eating my strawberry. And I had noticed some of my strawberries being eaten, but I thought it was bugs. No, it's birds. Oh, the other thing I did this week is I trimmed up this zucchini plant, and we have 2 zucchinis on there. This is in the green stalk. So I trimmed that up. We still have new zucchinis coming. I just cut off the leaves further down the bottom of it, and it's being supported by this trellis. Seems to be working good so far, and we're still getting zucchinis off of it. Also fertilized that zucchini today. But yeah, everything is doing well over here. I got beans off of this one, some dragon tongue beans. Oh, I got Swiss chard this week too. We also have our sunflowers coming in and our peppers that we just planted. Somehow that one got broken. But yeah, it's looking good. Our herb green stalks, we have to put some more herbs in it. We have a lot of empty pockets, but we do have some of the cilantro coming up. So I'm excited to see that. Need to harvest this basil. Our chamomile pretty much died out. The calendula, I would not put it into the leaf planter ever again. It's struggling, and now I will tell you this, I'm almost watering this every day because it's drying out, because herbs don't need that much water. Y'all, this week the grapes have really started to show up on the grapevine. We had a lot of flowers last week, but this week we're actually seeing the grapes forming, and so that's really exciting to me. But one of the things I got done was all of the bags that we took potatoes out of, harvested potatoes out of, I have amended these bags, and I have also mulched them with some straw. So I saw a comment under like one of your biggest watering challenges for, by the way, I have a Vego garden giveaway going on. It ends tomorrow. So today is Friday and it ends tomorrow on Saturday. So if you want to enter that, I'm going to link it down in the description so you can enter before it closes. But I saw a comment on there, and the person was basically, well, a lot of people are saying like their issue is they're growing in containers, the containers dry out quicker. I'm not here to tell you that they don't, because they absolutely do. I grow a lot in containers though. And so either you want to put it on drip because that's probably going to be your easiest way, or you're going to want to use a sprinkler, but everybody does not want to use a sprinkler because like tomato plants, They hate having water on their leaves. They can absolutely end up with disease from it. It's got to be a choice that you are willing to make, or if you're not willing to make it, then you have to be willing to water them often. I personally use a sprinkler. Like, I don't have a problem turning on a sprinkler. If I need to pull tomato leaves, I'll pull the tomato leaves. If I have to pull an actual tomato plant, I'll just pull that tomato plant. But my garden has gotten way bigger, and I actually like to hand water, but I can't always hand water, and I absolutely cannot hand water every day. Now, the thing is with grow bags is once a plant gets big, like for instance with these tomatoes, a lot of the water isn't reaching the bag anyway, unless you get days of rain or a really nice downpour or a very slow one, then the water is reaching the bags. I have noticed with these grow bags as well as the green stalks that they don't get watered well every time it rains. They really don't. When I was doing the strawberries today, it rained last night and it rained this morning. Some of those pockets were not well watered. Same thing with these grow bags over here. So I already did my watering and fertilizing over on this side the day before. So all of the bags and stuff over here, that got done the day before. But I had to do the rest of them today. They were not soaked as you would expect. So that's one thing you probably want to think about if you're going to grow in bags or in containers, is that once the plants get bigger, you're going to have to water anyway. And I do like mulch, and I do think that mulch helps. Mulch is not going to give you like 4 extra days of watering though. Like, it's not going to hold it in that well. So I just want to throw that kind of stuff out there. It's going to help, but it's not giving me a bunch of extra days to not have to water. So just want to throw that out there. The next thing is, I didn't keep this watered. If you're not new here, you know this is supposed to be cilantro. We chaos sowed it. I was proud of myself. Ain't no cilantro in here because I didn't water it like I was supposed to. Now, we'll show you there's cilantro over here in this section, but you want to know why? You see it right there? These potatoes were laid over on the soil, so that was giving it some shade and some cover, which kept the soil moist. Over here, you don't see no cilantro. You want to know why you don't see no cilantro? Because I didn't water like I was supposed to. And that's okay. I think we all knew it when I did it, that it probably wouldn't go well. I kind of had faith in myself. I was like, you're going to be out here. You're going to remember to water them. I did not, because when I came out here, I was doing other stuff, and I did not think about watering that cilantro in most cases. So the cilantro that I started, that I showed you earlier, I'm going to put that into the quick tent greenhouse until I get the other herbs going. So I feel like I could still have a nice succession of cilantro going in the greenhouse in the shade. So we will see how that goes, y'all. By the way, we have our next 2 slicers. We got one earlier this week, but we have our next 2 slices. These are early girls that are blushing. I'm just leaving them for a little while. Not too long, probably a day or 2 at the most, because the birds are pecking at them. The one that I did get, a bird pecked at it. I cut it out, but yeah, the birds are pecking at them. So there is that. But in general, the tomatoes are doing really good in here. I'm very happy about that. So, the potatoes are still not ready to go. They're not ready to go. And because they look a bit greener, they don't look like they're really dying, I went ahead and fertilized them today too, because if you remember, the potatoes we got out the green stalk were nice size. They were bigger than what I got out the bags, and I fertilized that green stalk often. So I'm thinking, yes, and I did it with a balanced fertilizer. At the time, I was using the Espoma Organics Grow, because that's what I had found it at Tractor Supply or Home Depot. Tractor Supply. I found that at Tractor Supply on clearance at the end of the season last season. So that's what I had, but it's all gone. But anyway, I did decide to go ahead and fertilize those this week. Well, that was today. I did a lot of this stuff today, but some of the stuff I did earlier in the week when I didn't turn the camera on. Oh, y'all, the Royal Burgundy bush beans are growing beans. I harvested some. Can you see that? Yeah. I harvested some earlier this week, ate it for lunch today. That was yesterday that I harvested, ate them for lunch today. But these beans are starting to provide beans for us. So I'm very excited about that. Our dragon tongue have not in here yet, but they are providing for us over in the green stalk. So the evergreen green stalk, I did get some dragon tongue beans out of there. And the other thing that I harvested this week was some eggplant. And the eggplant all came from this green stalk. I found last year how well eggplant grew in the green stalks. They do so well in the green stalks. And we got another one over here, but I think this is the one that we harvested from. But you got another flower coming in. Y'all, look at this candy cane pepper in here. Got candy cane peppers on there too. They're doing very well in this green stalk as well. So I'm excited to see that. Oh, there goes some more eggplant. There goes another one down there. So it's been a good week with, like, you know, just small harvests, but harvests where I can get a meal out of. Oh, I harvested some Swiss chard earlier this week. We've eaten it though. Like, the Swiss chard is gone. We eat Swiss chard in college. Like, we love it. By the way, gotta figure this out because it's pretty much dead. The calendula, I'm pretty sure I could just kind of cut back and it will keep growing. The chamomile, not so much. And what I plan to do is just push the chamomile back because I want the seeds to fall, because I want it to self-sow. Same thing with the calendula, if I'm honest, but I think that I could cut the calendula back and keep these plants. I did, however, start more calendula, but I want that calendula more for the fall. So I don't want to actually plant that in until like July, early August. By the way, for those who want to know, the rest of my fall plants, I am going to start them at the beginning of July. I put my fall plants out late August, early September, and so that's when I will be starting them. We will start them together. I think the seed starting video that I want to do, it will be with my fall seeds. So if you're interested, just give it a little bit of time. I will probably have that out at the beginning of July. And so yeah, y'all, that's the garden. It's looking magnificent. Now, oh, what I didn't tell y'all, and I was about to end this, is, let me go this way, because I could get down the middle aisle now. We love that for me. Our cucumbers have started to reach on and grab onto the trellis, so I'm excited. These are cucumbers from Haas, so they are the Haasenators and the Mini-Me's. So I'm excited to see how those go. And then we have more cucumbers over here. This is the Armenian long cucumber, so that one is also growing up the trellis. I'm excited. And so is this one over here, which I also think is the Armenian long. It was being shaded. Uh-oh, basil. We have gotten a lot of basil this week too. I need to come and get that too. Oh, that's another early girl that is blushing. Super excited to see the blushing going on. But yeah, oh, we got to do something over here. Oh, all over, honestly. There are weeds everywhere, y'all. All down my little walkways. I need to get the weeds up. We didn't get around to that this week so far. But there's always tomorrow. And I still need to cut out this hollyhock. It looked terrible. But I haven't gotten around to that. But we have so many weeds. I got to get them up from over on this side. Oh, I think I told y'all we went ahead and took the water out, so that is gone. And you will be happy to know I used my water today to fertilize. My water from my rain barrel. I used it today to fertilize. Now, I did use the water hose to actually water. It's just easier that way because I would have to fill the watering cans. By the way, y'all, water can. What watering can do you use? I purchased the new one. It's just as bad as the old one with the water coming out of the actual hole and not just the spout. Like, which one do y'all use? Because I really dislike that. I don't like it at all. By the way, update. I said that I wasn't going to run my freeze dryer in the summer because it made my house too hot. It wasn't the freeze dryer. It also isn't a draft. I'm gonna tell y'all this story real quick and then I'm out of here. I'm gonna show y'all this green stock too and then I'm out of here. So years ago, my wash machine flooded my kitchen. At the time, we also had a really bad storm here and people's houses got damaged, right? And so I could not find a, what do you call it? I couldn't find a general contractor at the time because they were working on other stuff. At the time, I had a boyfriend. Me and him put the kitchen back together. The insurance company came, they were like, oh, this is great, y'all did a good job. I was like, oh, this is awesome, great, happy to hear that. At the time though, I also wanted to replace the vent that was over top of my HVAC vent in the kitchen. It was the wrong size vent. And I never went back to find the right size vent. What I did was close that vent. That's gonna be my first problem. Turned it over, and that's how it's been for years. And for years, not since I've always lived in my house, I have been like, why is it so hot in here in the summer in the front of the house? I have an older house, so you don't have just a whole bunch of vents all over the house, because there was only one vent that was providing AC to the front of the house, and that was in the living room. I don't know what made me think the other day, like, what is going on? Like, it was really hot. That's one of the reasons that made me think of it. And so I went and I opened that vent. Still have it turned over, but it's open. Because either way, it would have been open. Because why did you close it? The freeze dryer is not the reason my house was hot. I am the reason my house was hot. So I will be running my freeze dryer again. I have some quail eggs that I plan to freeze dry. I want to say some chives left. I harvested sage this week. So all of that stuff is going to go in the freeze dryer, and I will be running it over the weekend. I will let y'all know what happens, but I really don't think that the freeze dryer was the reason why the house was hot, because now that I've opened the vent, the house is not hot. Oh, girl! I'm sorry, I just saw this. Oh my goodness, figs. Oh my goodness, they're in a grow bag. Another one? I'm excited, y'all. I'm super duper excited. It's down here in a grow bag. Remember I kept saying I need to take this out of the grow bag? Oh, I'm excited. I know they could fall. I know they could drop, but I'm excited, y'all. If I could be honest with y'all, I really don't pay attention to this side. If you remember, the day that I noticed we had lemon balm, I was standing in there complaining about something. I can't remember what I was complaining about. And I just happened to look over there. That is the same thing that just happened with those figs. How exciting, except I wasn't complaining. I was just talking that time. Now I want to check the other fig tree. I'm looking right here, but I don't think I see any on this one. And that's okay, because I have them on that other one. How exciting! We saw that together. Y'all saw that with me. The green stalk over here is looking really good. I think it needed a lot more sun. Like, it looks so good. And I forgot about this Swiss chard the other day when I was harvesting Swiss chard for, I want to say I made it for dinner. But I also need to put this on a, what do you call that thing? A paver over here, because I think that the soil is just soft. But look at that Swiss chard on here. We also lost something. We do have empty pockets on some of our green stalks, but it's not a big deal to me. But yeah, that green stalk is looking good too. Just wanted to show y'all that, because this is now this orange hat, baby. I don't know what's going on with the orange hat. Look terrible. Probably need to pull it, because it ain't that good anyway. It don't matter. It's not a tomato that I'm gonna miss, but it definitely could be used to make salsa and sauce and stuff like that. I don't like the outside of it. I think the skin is tough on that too. And I don't think I've ever grown a cherry tomato with skin that tough. It's not thick, it's just tough. So, y'all, I think that's it, but it's just been beautiful. I do want my trellises to start getting covered. I don't know what's going on there. You know, every year I have a covered trellises, and even my beans take it forever to go up the trellis, but I got time. So I'm just doing a pan for y'all to see what's going on in the main garden. I'm excited about it. I'm very, very excited about it. I do believe this is gonna be my best gardening year yet. I can feel it, I can see it. Like, it's just gonna be a really good garden season. I will tell you, I seen some ants on my peppers. I was spraying them. I sprayed them real hard. I ain't see no aphids, but I did see ants. But they worked together, so I was getting the ants off. But anywho, that's it. That's my week in review. The garden still looks good. I think I'm going to put some of the bush cucumbers down here after they come up, because I did, well, there's Space Master. I don't know if you call them bush, but anyway, I'm gonna put some of those down here and over here. They're quick maturing, and these beds definitely get used in the fall. I don't know that I'm using the bags this year in the fall, because oh, y'all wanna hear my plan? You wanna hear my plan? My plan is to have all Brussels sprouts and all broccoli out in the main garden. I want a lot of Brussels sprouts and I want a lot of broccoli, and I want to be able to preserve it. And I want the same thing for my collards and kale and those kind of things too. Oh, kohlrabi will be out here too. So I want that for those things too. But I can grow a whole bunch of those crops in these green stalks. So we're gonna have a lot of leafy greens out here. I've seen where kohlrabi grows really good out here too. Well, in green stalks as well. So this is gonna be a part of the fall garden too, but I'm going to try to strategically place things where they will do well so that I can get a harvest. And I do believe cabbage, a lot of cabbage is going to go in here in the Bootstrap Farmer greenhouse because cabbage did so well in here for me. And I want a lot of that too, because cabbage, you can cook it and you can freeze it, and that's my plan. And then hopefully over in the quick tent greenhouse, we'll just have a good amount of herbs growing in there. And maybe because it's inside of the greenhouse, we could keep the herbs growing all winter long too, because herbs do die back here in the winter and then they just come back. So maybe we could keep herbs growing. I know I said we was ending this, but I thought about that and I wanted to tell y'all about it. So anywho, with that being said, I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to visit me over on Instagram, where I post about the things going on in my garden almost every day. Bye, y'all. I forgot to tell y'all, I got a rain gauge. I'm interested to see how much rain we get. So I need to tighten it though. I thought I had tightened it up, but I guess I didn't. I thought it was real cute. Got it from Amazon. I can link it if you're interested down in the description. But I thought it was real cute. It just sticks down into the ground. I don't know. I thought it was cute.